Good morning. Thanks again for joining me at Coffee with Kory. I got a message after my last episode from an old college friend, and he said, if I make it to town and we're going out and catching up, do we have to talk about real estate like you do on Coffee with Kory? And I think he was just needling me, but it made me laugh because if you got together with me and had coffee or we go out for beverages in an evening, we haven't seen each other for a while, one of the last things I'm gonna bring up is real estate. Not that I don't love talking about it, but I'd much rather talk about what's been going on with you. I'm a question guy, and so if we haven't seen each other for a while, be prepared for questions because I'd love to talk about what's been going on with you. So today we're going to talk about the things that we'd likely talk about if you were actually having coffee with Kory face to face. My parents are still living in the same house that I grew up in Blunt, South Dakota. It's got to be getting close to 50 years now. My sister and her husband, they live in Blunt, South Dakota as well. They're probably 20 plus years in their house. I thank my lucky stars that my clients don't stay in their houses that long, or I'd probably be looking for another line of work. As for the kids, I'll always start with the oldest ones because they're already having families of their own. Carson and Alyssa have 3 children. Spencer and his Alyssa have 1 little girl, and we're fortunate that we get to spend a lot of time with our grandkids. I'm Papa Kory, and I love being called that because it's just, it's a rewarding experience. People will tell you all the time that, oh, grandkids are great. They're not lying. Then there's Connor. He's the youngest of Jossie's older 3 boys. He's living in Florida and living his best life. I love it when he sends us pictures from the beach, especially in the time of the year that we're in right now. And he's actually coming home this weekend. Looking forward to seeing him. It's been way too long already. Then there's Cassidy. She's doing her thing down at USD. If you follow me on social media at all, you know that I live for the times when I am able to get down there and watch her cheer. I don't care whether it's football, whether it's basketball, or whether it's volleyball. When she's out doing her thing and living her best life, I love being a part of it. So you'll see me with my USD Dad t-shirt on and just smiling from ear to ear. I know that Jossie and Cassidy both get sick of it when we're in Vermilion and we're cruising around. And I do the whole, oh, we used to do this over here, and this is where Matt and Steve and I did this, and it's a trip down memory lane every time, and for me, it just never gets old. I absolutely love it. Then there's Pierce, the youngest. He is a junior at O'Gorman and has a ton of buddies that he knows, and still makes a little bit of time to hang out with me. We'll talk sports for hours. And actually, our newest sport that we're into is ping pong. Don't let him know, but I'm gonna admit he is significantly better than me now. I never lost at ping pong growing up. Don't check with any of the guys that I used to play ping pong with. But now that Pierce has played with me quite some time, he's better than I am. It makes me sad, but it makes me happy at the same time. That gives you a brief overview of what all the kids are doing. Of course, the person I get to spend the most quality time with is Jossie. It's funny because when we quit working together at Wells Fargo, I'll never forget, she looked at me and she said, I will never work with you again. I love you, but you're too disorganized and you're too demanding, and it's just not good for our relationship to work together. Well, we didn't work together for a really, really long time. But then we came into an element of our business that she thrives with. As a lot of you guys know, she really runs the staging division, and it has become an integral part of the experience, so much so that we just hired a full-time person to assist. We've already got a couple part-time folks that help Jossie, and they absolutely love what they do. And I am so blessed that I get to work with my wife, and we have really been able to build something that we're pretty proud of. The last thing that I want to touch on, because it wouldn't be a real Coffee with Kory talking about the things that I love and appreciate without mentioning my buddies out there. I'm not going to mention you by name because I know that would embarrass you, but I want you all to know how much I really appreciate your support of my business, your support of these episodes of Coffee with Kory, but most of all your friendship and just the times that we get to hang out and do things together, laugh, and have a great time. So one of those friends is actually a guy that I referenced a couple episodes ago when I talked about the Go-Giver. His name is Tim Scott, and he just put out a book about his life called American Boy. I highly recommend this one as well. Talks about a great guy, a great family, a wonderful life that they've been able to lead, and it also touches on the fact that right now he's battling a disease that not very many people know about, but he has given a whole new platform to it because of his giving nature. And it wouldn't be a break the mold coffee with Kory session without me talking about one of my best friends and what he's going through. So I hope that I get to have coffee with you sometime soon in person. Reach out to me anytime and I'll make the time. Thanks again for joining me on this session of Coffee with Kory.